Hi guys, Jason here from Empire Distributing, here to talk to you a little bit about the importance and how to leak check your Warming Trends fire feature before you do your final setup and your lava rock and your media. Before I get into that, I wanted to show everyone this sediment trap or heat trap. There's a lot of different names for it. Drip stem is another common one that you'll hear in the plumbing industry. You'll see these in our catalog and our resource guide, but I don't know that everyone understands what they're for. So this drip stem is just a series of brass fittings. It's a T-section, a nipple, a drip stem or a long nipple on the bottom with a cap. The purpose of this is to actually go into the bottom of the plate or the pan, and I actually have one installed here. Oftentimes what I see is the flex connector going right into the bottom of the plate or the pan. The challenge with that is you get moisture or rain or sediment from pouring that lava rock in or your fiberglass in. It makes its way inside these jets, which makes its way back into the flex line, back to the key valve. If you get enough sediment in here or enough water in there, it'll cause problems with gas flow and gas pressure. So by installing something like this in the bottom of your plate or pan, bringing your flex connector into the side of it, you give yourself a little bit of room for that stuff to collect. And then when you do your annual maintenance, you can go ahead and remove this drip stem, drain out any of the debris in there, connect it back together, and you're ready to go. I want to point out, on any of these fittings, the NPT fittings that you're seeing on something like this drip stem, it's important to use pipe dope or thread sealant to connect all these pieces together. Your flex connectors come with flare fittings on them. They don't always require that you use a pipe dope when you connect the two flares together. The NPT fitting on the end of those, where you would go into the sediment trap or into the key valve, it is important to use your Teflon tape or your pipe dope. So a little bit on the sediment trap. The next thing I wanted to talk about is leak testing. Now, I think everyone does a pretty good job leak testing from the source to the key valve. I'm quite confident that from the key valve to the plate or pan or burner often gets missed or deemed as maybe not quite as important for whatever reason. And it is, because remember, all of this is underneath our fire feature, which is glued together if it's installed properly. And if we have a gas leak in that space, even if it's ventilated, we could create a very dangerous situation. So the simplest way to get this done, before you put this burner on, just grab a 1/2 inch or a 3/4 inch nipple, depending on the size of the collar that you have in your plate. Put a cap on top, make sure it's pipe doped together. Thread it in nice and tight. Turn your key valve to the on position, and then use your leak detecting soap on each one of these joints and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Take a bright light in there, shine it on those fittings, and look for bubbles or signs of leaking. If you find something, of course, you're going to need to tighten up and take care of it. It's important to make sure you're using leak detecting soap designed for gas lines. The Windex behind the seat of your truck or the Dawn dish soap that the homeowner may have really isn't suitable for checking gas line leaks because it's really thin. It'll run off the joints quickly. You'll find this stuff is really thick, it's very heavy, and it will hang on the joints. Also, this contains no chlorides or no ammonia, so it's not going to rust or corrode these fittings. With that being said, it's still important to wipe all these down when you're finished, make sure they're nice and clean, so we don't have any rust or corrosion. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, please contact us here at Empire Distributing. Thank you.